Oh my god, guys. Look, toxic Lego chemicals. We found them, Colin Powell. We found the weapons of mass destruction.
Cool.
Yeah, look at that goop in there. Beautiful. So, this toxic weaponry was left here by some, not so savory people. And, let's just say, the normal military, well, they're not super well equipped to deal with chemical weaponry.
You what?
So, in today's video, we are going to be building a hazmat unit to deal with chemical warfare on the battlefield. Now, LEGO does have some hazmat soldiers. They look like these, or like these. These are the two different variants. I believe one is from a LEGO CMF, the other is from a LEGO City build. You can see this one actually has the radioactive symbol, and this guy's got nothing. So maybe this vest is a little bit better than this vest, but this vest got Pedro in it, and I love Pedro. Vote for him. So, you know, there's some protection out there in the LEGO verse, and we do have a couple more of these fellas here. However, they don't have guns, and this is military hazmat units. So let's go ahead and equip them real quick with some weapons. Alright, so we've got the SMG Trooper, the Assault Trooper, Pedro, Shotgun Unit, as well as our Light Machine Gun Unit here, just so these guys have a wee bit of protection when they're fighting to get to the barrel. Oh god, well, he's dead. RIP. Pedro, you're squad lead now. Now, these LEGO Hazmat units are pretty cash money, but what about the worlds of custom LEGO Hazmat Troopers? Well, you got your fellas kind of like this trooper right here, who does have a gas mask. He looks pretty fly, but at the end of the day, not my favorite, not very 3D. Gas mask needs to kind of pop out, you know? So we'll add him to our hazmat unit, but yeah, we can do better. Then we get into the world of respirators. So we're gonna use our boy General Shepard right here to demonstrate. Firstly, you've got your half-face respirators, kind of the respirators that you might see in Breaking Bad. Hey, yo, Mr. White!
Yeah, Mr. White.
Or you might use for spray cans of paint, things like that. Looks pretty cool. Good for sort of like insurgent units or lighter financed LEGO armies. But then we've also got more of the full face gas mask here, which the eyes do pop out there, which is pretty cool, but they've got no lenses on it. It's one of the less detailed gas masks, I'd say. But if we go ahead and yoink that off our boy here, oh my god, it's stuck. There we go, General Shepard, you're free. And we can add the black gas mask here, which I think looks significantly better, although still not really the most detailed. But we really start cracking when we equip this gas mask respirator to our boy. So as you can see, this one actually does have a visor, and you might notice there's no filter on it. That's because the filter actually comes on and off. So we can go ahead and slap that sucker on there, and we have a full-fledged respirator, which just looks incroyable, amazing. So this is probably my favorite of the respirators that we've got here, but some people might prefer this bad Larry. This is a 1980s Cold War US Army gas mask trooper. These gas masks were used during a lot of protests, as well as in some of the Gulf Wars a little bit later on, but they're just such an iconic looking gas mask. They're made by Brickmania, so you know they cost a little bit of cheddar.
It's funny because it's true.
And I do think it looks incredible, and you've only recently been able to buy the gas mask separate from the figure. I had to buy the full figure because they hadn't released it yet, but that's a very Brickmania thing to do. But I can't deny it. This is a fantastic looking gas mask. I do prefer this one. It's the detailing, man. It's the detailing. Plus, this one only costs $1 from Sidan Toys. This is like $4. It's the Brickmania charge. Hans, get das Flammenwerfer. That's right. We're going to World War II for a little bit here, / World War I. Because the next few hazmat gas masks we've got are actually from those wars, and while they don't really fit the modern aesthetic, they do look really cool.
Yeah, boy.
So this one right here is from Brick Warriors, I believe, and it's pretty fresh to death. I like it quite a bit. I believe this one is based off of World War I, and the next one, honestly, might be based off of Wolfenstein or World War II. I'm not entirely sure. I've never actually seen this gas mask before, and it looks like something you'd see out of Wolfenstein. However, it's labeled on the website as a World War II gas mask, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys do, because I'm a little bit clueless here. But Hans, get to the back of the line. You can join the hazmat suit. You're just a few years early, but oh, whatever. Let's flash forward to Chernobyl.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Where we're visiting BrickTactical.com, baby. That's right, we're back. Use code DAILY. He's the GOAT. Love Brick Tactical. This is one of the Soviet hazmat suits. Looks straight out of stock or Heart of Chernobyl, bro. Looks absolutely immaculate. There's also a gray version. I decided to go with the green version because I think the green is just, it looks so good, man. If you've ever seen the HBO TV show Chernobyl, I always think about the dudes who had to go like scuba diving. These kind of look like those uniforms a little bit. Either way, I think it looks fire. And speaking of Brick Tactical, we are going to continue down that train with this blue US Army hazmat suit. This one's interesting. I feel like it's from a video game, but I'm not entirely sure which one. I mean, like Team Fortress 2 would be the obvious answer, but this is not. Like the closest thing in Team Fortress 2 I can think of is Pyro, and this dude definitely ain't Pyro, but he does look really great. It is a hazmat unit from US Army. It just might be a fictionalized one. What's interesting is he does not have a face. The face is purely the gas mask on the front, which is definitely an interesting way to do it. I do prefer actually having a printed face, but I still think it's a pretty cool minifig.
What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel.
Speaking of pretty cool minifigs, this is kind of the opposite of solving the problem, but more so exacerbating the problem with this boy. Yeah, so we had those hazmat units up here that were here to help deal with the chemical weaponry, and then we've got this guy, who is a zombie. Yeah, so this guy clearly ended up getting bit by something in his hazmat suit. CDC zombie, I'd say, is, you know, the department he was in, and he got all torn to shreds. He is not looking too hot, and he got zombified and is now forever stuck inside of this hazmat suit as a zombie. Another Brick Tactical minifig, and by far one of my favorites out there. Now, we've looked at some lighter suiting on units, but what if we got a little bit heavier with it? With some real solid armor for our military hazmat units. This in particular is a Soviet era respirator and helmet, and was in particular used with police forces, but could definitely handle some radiation and things like that, as it is a hazmat seal. Really interesting looking respirator though. I mean, that thing is crazy, and it does pop on off here if you want to, and there's the underside, and it actually does have gas mask detailing in the interior for the filter, but of course, I mean, you stick that back on and it just looks so much better.
Whoa, very nice.
And then kind of in a similar vein to that, I guess you could add in like EOD bomb squad units. So I don't know how effective this would be, but a lot of the times these type of EOD units are called in to potentially dismantle dirty bombs, or you know, if people are mailing strange substances, like white powder can be sometimes seen as what is it, arsenic poisoning? Is that it? I don't know, but I saw it in a TV show one time where an EOD unit was called in due to mail with arsenic on it or something like that. So I don't know how real that is, but I guess we could implement it in here. This guy in particular has a nice little skull mask on underneath, and I mean, these suits are made for blast protection as well as protection against flames and things like that, so I would guess they are relatively airtight inside there, especially if you've got the full suit going on and not just like a semi-visor type beat. So we got these guys, then we've got another green EOD trooper right there. This is just more of like a demo man. And then we've got another big boy. Look at this big dude. Look at this thicky blicky.
Yeah, baby.
But then maybe the best one is going to be this trooper here. This is from the ModCom pack from brickmania.com. So again, a cha-ching, very expensive. However, this is a Juggernaut unit here, and he's got kind of a terrifying face, bro. Like, look at that. That's so terrifying. It's like the Joker. I'm guessing it's a mask. So yeah, this is a Juggernaut unit who definitely is more fit for blast protection, but perhaps if, again, it's a dirty bomb or something along those lines, this guy might get called in to assist a little bit. And if you want to go the complete opposite of the spectrum, you could use what the insurgents are using to plant the bombs and just put a scarf around your face. I'm sure whatever gunk is inside of this radioactive container, yeah, a scarf, a handkerchief, a mask, that more than enough.
It's a trap!
Yeah, dude, for sure you don't need a full hazmat suit for a caution radioactive tub. I'm sure it's fine. But if you don't think it's fine, we've also got some fake minifigures. Yeah, I searched AliExpress for any hazmat minifigures, and this is all that came up. One black hazmat suit trooper, who I'm interested to see if he is just a replica of the yellow LEGO authentic ones or not. And then a zombie hazmat trooper here too. So let me go ahead and build these real quick and we can check them out.
A few moments later.
Alright, so first off, we have this hazmat unit here, which is not a carbon copy of the yellow LEGO boys. It's its own thing, which is always good to see. So he's clearly got a biohazard symbol in the front. If you take this off, he does have like kind of military style ballistics vest on underneath. And he comes with this hose, which is bent very crookedly and attaches to the back of his backpack right there. So I actually kind of like this guy. I think he looks pretty sweet. And then you also got the hazmat zombie here, which is a similar vein. He does have, oh god, this is stuck. There we go. Like a torn apart rib cage underneath his hazmat suit, which is pretty cool. And then the back there, I think you can reverse that. So if you want the front to be more put together, you can do that, or you can have the back be like that. There's also separate heads too if you want to switch them around, which is always a nice little detail. But then also if you want him zombified inside the hazmat suit, you could just go ahead and put that on him and bada bing. He also weirdly came with a spare set of legs, gray legs. So like maybe it's supposed to be like he got pantsed in the hazmat suit. I don't know. The orange makes so much more sense. Maybe this was for another minifigure that they just accidentally sent to me and someone didn't get any legs at all. Who knows? Either way, these were all the hazmat units I was able to find and procure to showcase to you guys for a hazmat unit to deal with this LEGO compatible radioactive barrel, which is actually from Sidan Toys. And again, you can open it up and there is the goop inside, which looks really nice. This is definitely a great piece for any kind of military base, power plant, that type beat. And then you can snag some troops who are well equipped and other troops who are very not well equipped for hazmat action. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and give away this hazmat trooper to you guys for today's giveaway. All you gotta do is hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below which hazmat unit you thought was the coolest. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let's check out some more LEGO military and police videos. This is a LEGO police minifigure. Pretty boring. Get out of here. And welcome a LEGO SWAT unit. This is a Brickmania custom, and oh baby is she fire. But they're not just here to look cool. They've got an issue. You see, this is a criminal bunker belonging to this man, Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Now Jeff had the LEGO SWAT team banging down his door. Yeah! They eventually did kill Jeff. However, just before the cops had arrived, he had planted a time bomb, setting the entire place to explode underneath Lego City after his death. So, with Jeff dead, now this time bomb was just kind of sitting there. And the Popo, well, they didn't really know what to do. For you see, Lego City has only one hazmat unit named Pedro. And, you know, he's not really a bomb disposal unit. He's not a bomb expert for bombs. So, LEGO City needs an EOD bomb squad team. And lucky for them, we've got them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So today we're going to be building the LEGO City SWAT Bomb Squad team. And at the end of this video, there will be a giveaway for y'all. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below, what SWAT unit should I build next? Firstly, we have our classic bomb squad unit here from BattleBrick. Now we've seen this fella before, but he's a little bit of a dated version. Still really nice though. He has these little dots everywhere, so you can actually go ahead and clip in various pouches for tools and things like that if you want. He's got the little cord thing, which some people have told me is for breathing, and other people have told me is like a radio for communications, and a bunch of other people said a bunch of other different things, so I don't know what the truth is. Tell me the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, this guy's pretty sweet. However, we have a new Bomb Squad kit that just came out from Sidan Toys. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Sidan Toys, they do high quality custom LEGO printing. So we've gotten a lot of really sweet goodies from them in the past, and this is looking like no exception. So it looks like we get the EOD TS-70 suit plus gift. And there's him right there. Oh, I love that Bomb Squad robot. But we do have a Bomb Squad robot that looks a little different. And I take it this RPG is the free gift. Okay, I guess some ordnance you can explode.
Yeah, baby.
Now, this is a tan Bomb Squad suit right here. So we gotta find a tan minifigure to put it on so it matches. I would say this chica should work pretty well for what we want. Go ahead and slap on the EOD bodysuit. This thing looks so sick. Okay, then we gotta peel off. You just kind of clip on the arms to the side, I believe. Yep, like so. Then this. Peel off the legs. And once again, you just slide them onto the side of the LEGO legs. And they actually clip on, unlike the arms, so they're a lot more stable than the arms and they won't fall off. The arms can fall off though, which is a little annoying. And then with the new EOD suit, they actually give you a little pouch for the front here you can clip on. You got your helmet, you got your visor, and that weird antenna thing, which remains a mystery. Plus you get this weird thing, which, yeah, I think goes in their hands. I literally know, it's like a spatula. We flipping Krabby Patties out here?
What's a Krabby Patty?
As you can see, it is very similar to the OG suit. However, there are some slight changes and variations making it a little bit nicer. Plus, the tan looks so much more like an EOD member than the green. Now we also have a couple more similar style units here that we can kind of claim are Bomb Squad units, but not quite. I mean, they're juggernauts. If you ever played like Modern Warfare 3, you could get the juggernaut suit. This is basically that. I think the actual design is based off that too. We've also got the Get Some design, which is sleeveless here because I don't know where the sleeves are. But you can see, yeah, slight variations to these suits as well. They're essentially all the same suit, just different typing and stylings, I suppose. Now, I do have a bunch of additional like weaponry and stuff that we can kind of attach to this. You never know when you need a knife. I mean, if you're defusing bombs, you might want one to cut wires or something. I don't know. So we could clip that on there. Can go ahead and slap a back pouch on this guy as well. We could even, you could technically stick tomahawks on here, which is kind of goofy, but that's a little out of place, I will say. But what we can give this EOD trooper is a nice little back pouch there. Can also give him a front pouch for his tools. Some guns actually have the accessory dots, so you can like strap it on the back of them there, which is kind of neat.
Whoa, very nice.
But at the end of the day, what these lads truly need is some bomb disposal tools. First of all, I mean, it's always good to have a bomb sniffing dog just to check and make sure there's no additional explosives. But then when the dog's done his job, then you of course have your bomb disposal robot. This right here is a BattleBrick custom build, which is very cool because you have the front camera here, you have a secondary camera there, and then of course this moves up and down to dispose of, and there's little wheels on it so it rolls around. And I like to slap on this drone operations pad here, give it to a unit so he can control it. But of course, sometimes the robot is not enough, and you have to actually like get in there and work on this bomb. And that's where this pouch from bricktactical.com comes into play. he just recently released, which actually made me want to do this, a ton of new accessories. First of all, we've got some wire cutters here, and these are dual molded. They come in multiple different colors. I went with red because I thought it looked great.
What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel.
And actually, I think he sent me two. Oh no, one is wire cutters, the other is pliers. Okay, I thought he sent me two by accident, but nah, they're just different utensils, so that obviously comes in handy quite a bit for bomb disposal teams. Other thing we've got here is this red light flashlight, which also will clip into their vests so they do not have to hold it. And then we can also give them a hammer. You never know when you need to hammer some things out when you're disposing of a bomb, I guess. And then yeah, if that doesn't work for you, we've also got a saw and a ball peen hammer. Obviously, these are all just different tools for a construction kit, but I think it's really nice to have the wire cutters and pliers, in particular for the bomb squad unit. And if all else fails kind of on this frontier, we've got this green little remote detonator here. So if you need to just abandon ship, you can't defuse that bomb, you just set some explosives on it and do a controlled blast.
I'm in danger!
The other thing I bought for this bomb disposal unit was things of them to dispose of. So these are printed on Lego tiles from Brick Warp. You can see that it's just a couple wheels and then a couple of flat top pieces right there, rounded, and then it's custom UV printing. I think it's UV, it might be pad printing, but either way, custom printing on the front and bottom. So we have like a hazard barrel here, and then a whole bunch of other stuff here. We've got another hazard barrel, but I'd say that one's probably like chemical stuff. This yellow one's like a propane tank, kind of a weird color for a propane tank, but that's okay. And then there's also multiple other different colors of these C4 bomb emplacements, which I think they're modeled after the CSGO ones, I want to say. At least that's what it looks like to me. And then of course I did purchase more of these radioactive crates and things like that from Sidan Toys as well. Those are not actual official Lego printing. Instead, they're custom molded pieces like the rest of the guns and stuff that Sidan Toys makes. You know, like they make these crates and stuff that they are Lego compatible. They will stick on Lego like such, but they're not official Lego, obviously, because Lego does not make military crates.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
This is the LEGO SWAT truck. And units are beginning to deploy because they have a number of new weapon deliveries ready to roll and upgrade their current SWAT team weapons in LEGO.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
Let's go ahead and upgrade our SWAT members. If you guys do enjoy this video, there will be a giveaway in it later on. Like and subscribe! Do it! After a number of strenuous hours, the LEGO SWAT team has developed quite the arsenal inside of their SWAT team facility here. And with our brand new BrookTactical.com FBI agents, these weapons will help with law enforcement to a scary degree. Firstly, let's take our standard Brickmania SWAT team member here. Now, I do like these Brickmania figures. However, their SWAT shield just straight up kind of sucks. It's super boring, so we're gonna remove that. On top of that, we have this MP5 right here, which is just, a little lackluster. We could use a bit more of a detailed weapon for our boy. But other than that, he's got a great SWAT vest, as well as SWAT police helmet, highly detailed. The dude looks like a Chad, so he deserves some better weapons. First of all, we're gonna keep the riot shield in play, except this time around, we're going to be giving him a custom riot shield. As you can see, it comes with a clip-on grip in the back that is adjustable, and it's clear plastic with police etched in the front there. It just looks really nice.
Yeah, baby.
It just looks a lot more like a realistic riot shield versus what we had previously. And on top of that, we're gonna go to our weapons board over here and block this bad Larry from it. This is the double barrel shotgun. Ooh. popping off. There we go. And these are dual molded, meaning not only are they using black plastic, they're also using brown plastic to make it look better. Now, you also have weapons like these, which aren't dual molded, these are printed on. However, the beauty of having dual molded weapons is that the paint will never chip off or anything like that, and it tends to look just slightly more realistic because it's a separate plastic material versus painted on material on plastic. But I have nothing against painted weapons, I think they look really good. But this double barrel shotgun, definitely an improvement since it's dual molded over the old school Brick Tactical disassembled shotgun here, which is still a cool weapon, but yeah, the double barrel takes the cake. Now we do have an additional SWAT team unit here from Brickmania, and obviously we're gonna remove that shield, the UMP-45 he has, and we're gonna upgrade this guy as well.
Upgrades, people. Upgrades. That's how we make the dough.
Now I think for him, we're actually gonna go ahead and add, if we can, oh, there we go. I think they print with the legs on, so they kind of stick together, so it's hard to take them apart, but we did, and we can go ahead and attach a tactical vest to it, because I want this guy to be a bit more of a breach and clear unit for us, so we're going to go ahead and take a very nice and detailed white phosphorus canister here, clip it onto the back of his belt. Beautiful! Now he also does have a pistol holster back here, so let's go ahead and give him this really nice dual molded Glock 19. Now actually, this is from Brick Warriors and they call it their Block 19, which yeah, that's awesome. We'll go ahead and clip it into his side holster, baby. So now he's a little bit more tactical geared up. But of course, we want him to be our breach and clear unit. So we actually have a few options we can use. Number one would be a sledgehammer, you know, similar to Sledge from Rainbow Six Siege. But we've used this one a bunch. Alternatively, we have another Rainbow Six Siege weapon. One of the mats, would you put on the doors and blow them up a breach charge? But this is a little bit cumbersome to kind of carry around. So I think a smaller option would be a little nitro cell right here. Still, funnily enough, from Rainbow Six Siege, but this one is a lot smaller, packs the same boom as this Bad Larry. Actually, I think it's even a bigger boom in Rainbow Six Siege technically. It's a lot lighter, can carry around easier, so he can breach through locked doors and things like that with relative ease. Now, if he is going to be the breacher, he's gonna need some serious weaponry to help him out, but also weaponry that's a little bit more lightweight, which is a bit of a tall order, but I think it can be filled out nicely with a PDW here. A nice and lightweight weapon, however, a weapon that still you can do a little spray and pray if you're the first one through the door and there's a lot of hostiles on the other side. Although I don't think the ammunition, I think it's 9mm, I don't think that, you know, will tear through any armor or anything like that, but at the very least, you can get a lot of output fire going after you breach through with the nitro cell. But of course, we're gonna need the decision maker in all of this. And for that, we're gonna go with our squad leader right here. So he is going to be the guy in charge, the fella who needs to get things done and make the tough decisions. That means he should probably have a walkie-talkie. Now, I need to find a walkie-talkie. I mean, look at this. This is absurd. These are my LEGO military weapons and figs, and walkie-talkies are very small, so give me just a second.
2,000 years later.
Okay, yeah, that did take me a few minutes, but I finally found us a nice little, oh my god, I can't get it in his hand now. I found us a nice little walkie-talkie. There we go. That's a good walkie-talkie too. I think it's Brick Tactical, I believe. Can't remember. I've been buying from him for like 3 years now, so I can't remember exactly what's his and what's not. Most of it's his. Either way, this guy can do some communications and things of that sort, of that nature on the battlefield. But he's also gonna need a gun, and I want to give him the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop, which is going to be this 44 Magnum. Now, this is modeled after the Modern Warfare 2 44 Magnum, not the new Modern Warfare 2, the one from the 2010s. And it is beautifully painted. Look at that. Potentially the most detailed Magnum I've ever seen in LEGO. That one is from Brickmania.
What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel.
So we got our crew chief here. However, you know, he's not super into the whole killing people thing, which I know, cringe. So, you know, he wants to have a good, solid, non-lethal unit here. You know, someone who's not gonna necessarily be firing on all cylinders all the time.
Got him!
Alright, firstly for this boy, we're gonna go ahead and give him the old taser. Yes, sir. Little taser charge that you can fire out at the enemies. I think this would be a really good one dual molded, and I'm guessing that Brick Tactical does have plans to dual mold that with like a yellow front as the taser charge there. That would be epic. But I think he's slowly dual molding all of his current weapons. But on top of that, we can go ahead and give this guy a cattle prod too. So this is a little, you know, shock weapon that they use a lot in prisons, I'm pretty sure. But also, you know, it's just a little long form taser. And actually, its first invention use was against cows, the moo-moos, rip. But you could, of course, cha-cha against rioters and stuff like that. Now, for our final big realistic SWAT boy here, I want to go balls to the wall and just make him extremely heavy weapons man.
That's awesome.
So first things first, we're obviously going to go ahead and give him a nice little tactical vest. And this already has a Glock in it. It's an okay Glock. It's from Brick Warriors, I think. But I'd like to replace it with a bit of a nicer blicky for our boy here. And I really like this Brick Tactical 9mm in particular. I think it looks really nice, so we'll slide that on in there. And I like that it is also gray, so it stands out a little bit more against his black armor. On top of that, we're going to do something a little bit daring and actually rip off his tactical vest. And as you can see, he has like a little undershirt that's custom printed as well, which is cool. But he is the heavy weapons man. He needs something a little bit more powerful, such as this bad Larry here, a heavy duty vest with some shotgun ammo inside of it right there. So we could go ahead and replace our boy's face here. And then I'm gonna keep the SWAT helmet on him because it does look nice, and otherwise he would just kind of be a generic soldier. We need him to still be a part of the SWAT unit. Now he actually does have some back clips here, and so we're gonna give him this, which I've shown off before, but it is a non-lethal beanbag round shotgun. So that kind of fits with his whole shotgun shell vest there. However, you know, this is the guy you call upon when the baddies have some heavy weapons of their own. So we're gonna take this, which is a dual molded, gold plated, although it's more or less supposed to be, you know, ammunition. It's just gold ammunition, but not really gold. You know, it's just gold colored because bullets.
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
I don't know what I'm saying.